Howdy y'all. Merry Christmas. Up here playing with the dog. Old lady's starting to get stir crazy. She recently broke her ankle, so she's laying there at home with her foot up. She's like, all right, let's go for a freaking drive, do something. We did the whole family thing earlier, and pretty good day, you know, and we decided to come up here, check out some snow. I wanted to wait to do this video till I got my tires, but I ordered tires through 4-wheel parts, and they are freaking a pain in my butt. It's been a month now, and I still haven't got my freaking tires, so I'm gonna have to just go ahead and do the video without the tires, and that'll leave me room for another video once I do get tires. I would say the tires, but I'm probably gonna call them up and cancel because it's been a month now, and I mean, heck, that's $800. You know, just give me my money back. I'll go through Tire Buyer. You know, they'll be here in 2 days. It's total crap. Every time I look it up on the internet, it says still processing order. So it's just four-wheel parts. You guys can just keep your freaking tires. I want my money back. I'll call them Monday. I hate to be a pain in the butt, but you know, after a month and you're sitting there waiting for something, you know, especially with the snow right around the corner, I was hoping to have them before this. But so, all right, this ain't a bash on 4-wheel parts video, even though probably should be, but whatever. All right, back to the rig. It's a 2004 Tacoma TRD. It's got the 3.4 liter. It's a 5-speed manual. The old push button locker being the TRD. It's freaking awesome pickup. Pretty much kind of my idea of the last real Toyota pickup. I mean, I'm pretty partial to the 3rd gens, as you probably know if you know, follow my channel. It's gonna start raining or hailing again. Yeah. If you follow my channel, you know I'm pretty partial to the 3rd gens just because they're so freakishly tough. The downfalls of these Tacomas are the ball joints and the rack and pinion steering. And you know, so as long as you kind of keep them at a stock height level, they're not as bad. Like this one here, it's got the Bilstein 5100. It's got a 2-inch in the front, and then it's got a 1-inch block in the back, which you can't really tell because it's still got these little street tires on, which, I mean, they're Mastercraft Coursers, all-terrain, so they're decent freaking tires, but I kind of want something a little more meaty. It's wintertime, and it's a freaking Toyota, so, you know, I've got rigs to drive up and down the road. My old lady's not really liking this hail. Like Gimpy, pretty lady. All right, well, you know, I just kind of wanted to do a video about this truck, and my idea of the last actual Toyota pickup, because it's a small, compact, it's got a 5-speed manual, whatever, and stuff. It's geared just right, whatever, per se, to where you can drive it down the highway, or you can come up there in the hills. Like I had a 2005 TRD with the 6-speed manual and the 4-liter, and I mean, it was sweet to have all the power. I mean, those 4 liters, they got plenty of power, but that 6-speed manual is just too freaking high geared. Would have to go through the axles and do some lower gearing on it. This is the last Toyota you can get from the factory, ready to just drive up and down the road, or come up wherever you want to go. Come up here in the middle of a freaking hailstorm, have your old lady mad at you while you do a video for you guys. Merry Christmas. This is her Christmas present to you guys too. And you know, a pretty funny story. I had a 98 Tacoma, and it had the FabTech lift kit, and I was running 33s, and I drove down to the desert because I purchased this pickup off my Uncle Bill. I'll get into that in a second. I drove down to the desert in my 98, and I'm cruising through the desert, and, you know, thought I was doing pretty good, and then the next day I hop in his pickup, take it out there, and man, this thing rode so freaking nice with those Bilstein TRD shocks. I mean, just smooth as eggs. I mean, this thing was just cruising right along, and where mine was, that FabTech wasn't really the best lift on it. So once he did decide to throw a lift on it, we ended up going with these 5100 Bilsteins. I talked him into it. Well, no, it didn't really take much talking into. He wanted to raise it up a little bit so he could run 33s, which 33s, lock to lock, they do rub a little bit. And I mean, he is not a big fan of freaking rubbing tires. So he took the 33s off it and stuck these back on, which I'm going to go with a 32, I think is where I'm a common ground, because these 5100 shocks are actually on the middle level. If I took them back off, you know, took the ball joint, set the spindle off, whatever, and got the strut back out, which I might be able to do it without that. I'm not real sure. I don't know. That's how we did it before. We popped the ball joint. And, okay, she's giving me the death glare. I better hurry up. And yeah, we put them on the middle setting and threw them back in, and man, it still rides freaking awesome. Actually, probably a little bit better than the factory TRD shocks, which is hard to believe because it rode so freaking nice. But my uncle, he came to me, he's like, well, Bob, the truck, it's just sitting, you know, and stuff, and I'm gonna end up selling it. He asked me to sell it for him, and I couldn't really let it go because I've known the truck since it was brand new, and he's took really good care of it. So I ended up purchasing it, and I'm really happy about the purchase. It had some rust on the frame, which when he moved up here from Southern California, he'd drive on the beach, and he ended up coating the frame once it started showing a little bit of rust. And then it's just been 2 years since he's done that, so it was ready to be coated again. So I went through, I coated the frame again. As you can tell, the bumpers have a little bit of rust on them. I've got a new chrome piece for this one. It would be nice to do an off-road bumper, whatever and stuff, but I kind of like the stock look, just the chrome trim on it. I'm getting freaking old, kind of an old man. Keep everything nice and stock, and it'll do you good. Yeah, I might do the gray wire trick, so I can do some sweet donuts, 2-wheel drive. Maybe that'll be another video one of these days. But I kind of just wanted to introduce old Goldie to the channel, let you guys see my idea of the last real Toyota pickup, because like I said, with that 05, it just didn't feel like a Toyota. It felt like something you drive down the freeway, you know, 70 miles an hour. This here, it's a good pickup. It's got a little more room than the third gens. Interior's a little nicer. I mean, it rides freaking sweet with these 5100s. It really does. I'll have to keep an eye on the ball joints and the rack and pinion and stuff, but that's something I'm willing to do. And not only that, but you start to look around, look at the market on these things. They just want a gazillion freaking dollars. I know I'm sitting here rubbing it. I might have to give her a bath. It's starting to, here in Oregon, during summertime, pollen falls on your rig, whatever, and if you don't wash it off, it'll start to turn green. She's got a little bit of green glaze to her, so I'm gonna have to lay a scrub on it. I know I've had it for a little over a month now. I haven't done that yet, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys my new rig and wish you guys a Merry Christmas. We're up here, I think we're about 7 miles out of town. So yeah, my old lady's telling me to wrap it up, so you guys have a good one, stay awesome, and Merry freaking Christmas.